Hi guys, Eric again. I've had some requests to show you how to pattern a standard pancake, so I'm going to give you a quickie on how to do that. Some things you're going to need before you pattern really any holster is uh, you need the dummy gun, obviously, with the sight rail already installed. You need the cant, the ride height, how wide the belt is, and with that information, you can get a pretty good pattern going. So anyway, let's just play like this is an inch and a half belt line, and this is going to be a full size 1911 instead of using my baby PCR all the time. Now let's say this is a right-handed pancake, going to be worn at 4 o'clock. I'd go 20 to 22 degrees. Let's just say mid-ride height. Pretty standard stuff. So this is 20 to 22 degrees, and I don't really need my protractor to do that. If you're new, never guess. First, I'm going to outline the gun. Pretty standard stuff. Now, mid-ride height means the middle of the trigger guard. Here's the top, here's the bottom, and the middle of the trigger guard is going to hit the top of the belt line. So that is a true mid-ride height. Now, you guys know from all of the stuff that I rant and rave about on the Facebook page and on the net in general, I like my belt slots nice and tight to the gun. If you've got them out here, okay, what can happen is if my slots are going to be right here, you'll see that in a second. So what that's going to do, that's going to pull this pancake so tight to the body, I could wear this underneath just a t-shirt, okay? If your slots are out here, what can happen, they will literally walk in on each other, and your gun and holster are literally going to do this, okay? I've seen pancakes 2 inches, with the gun 2 inches away from the body. So my general rule is I like my belt slots roughly 3/4 of an inch to an inch away from the perimeter stitch line that goes around the gun. So, and as usual, I'm going to freehand this whole thing. Anyway, I like that. This is the widest point of my pancake. So anyway, and this is the back panel. So I'm going to, now look, the mag release is about right here. So on the back panel, I absolutely don't want to cover that. Rules for any holster, period, are cover the trigger, no matter what, cover the trigger. Do not cover the mag release. And for 1911s, or any 45, but more so with 1911s, I want to bring this down below the gun. On 1911s, there's 2 critical parts down at the muzzle. There's the barrel crown and the bushing, okay? On a pancake, these are outside the gun and they're really susceptible to damage. And if you've ever had a 1911 that's been hurt, if you hurt that bushing or that barrel crown, your accuracy goes to shit, and it's going to cost you at least $100 to have a good gunsmith fix it, okay? I do this with all guns. I cover the muzzle. I do what's called wrapping the muzzle. And what I do, this little 1/4 inch of leather right here, I bring around and kind of mold it around the muzzle just to protect that. So anyway, all I'm doing is giving this a nice shape. Your mag release isn't covered. You've got plenty of room to get a grip for your fingers. Now I'm bringing this up, and like on all of my patterns, I do not want the body shield to get in the way of getting a proper purchase on the gun. I like my body shields wide for that structural integrity. And I mean, I've been doing this so long, I kind of have a general shape I like to follow with everything. My COM3 inside the waistbands kind of have a, you know, a general shape they follow. So do my pancakes. Anyway, I mean, that, frankly, that's a workable back panel right there. My slots, I mean, here's my perimeter stitch line. Now, let's fake a front panel on here just for shits and giggles. I want to bring it up. My front panel is going to follow a lot of my back panel. My back panel obviously is going to be used as a basis for my front panel. And I like to do something like this. No matter where my lines are, I like to keep flowing curves going. That honestly looks like a great pattern for a pancake. My perimeter stitch line right here. Now keep in mind, I do have a sight rail on this. It'll look like this, and forgive how quick this is. I double stitch up to about right here, and that's so I have plenty of room for this slot. Same with this. My perimeter stitch will come down like this, and then I'll double stitch this perimeter line of the gun. Now when this is cut out, if you're on the Facebook page, you know, holsters for handguns, I've got a little photo shoot, kind of, you know, how I make pancake holsters, and it's called Pancake 101. And on the front and back panel, I will actually skive this part of the front and back panel of the leather. And the reason I do that, when you wear a pancake, you come in from the outside, in behind the gun. The belt runs behind the gun. Hopefully there's a belt loop right here on your pants, and then this runs back out, okay? So there's a lot of pressure. If you really want to minimize that pressure, I could make this wider, okay? Because this wide piece of leather right here is gonna, you know, spread the force of that gun belt over more area. And instead of doing that, I thin this out to minimize that pressure put on by the, you know, by the belt on the body. It's all about comfort for your client. Anyway, I hope that makes sense. This is just a short quickie. Remember, what you need is the gun, obviously, the cant, the ride height, how wide the belt is, so you can make the, you know, the slots appropriate size in the pattern. Always leave the mag release uncovered. Cover the trigger. Make sure that body shield covers every bit of the sharp parts of the gun, because that's about your client's comfort and his protection. And leave enough material to wrap the muzzle. And I like to keep it small and tight, you know. I was taught by Gary Bromlin, one of my mentors, that, you know, only use as much leather as you have to for the design of the gun. So anyway, there you go. I hope that answers all your questions. If you've got anything, you can send me a PM or whatever. But thanks. Have a nice day.